Hi everybody, welcome to the first Practice Along with Dan session that is live. It terrifies the life out of me doing things live. If you watched how many edits I do on my normal videos, you would understand how much things go wrong when I do things live. But we're here. This is a series of videos that I'm intending to do over the next month where I practice along with you. The hardest thing for me in the last 14 months through this pandemic, not only has been not being able to play live very often, but my practice has really dipped. One of the reasons for that is I'm not playing along with students anymore. I've not taught an in-person lesson now since before March the 16th, 2020. So it's been a long, long time. I've taught online, but it's been very, very difficult not to do that and not to get the practice in. So I want to do a few shout outs. We've got Carson here. Carson, you haven't quite told us where you're from. Steve in Nottingham. We've got someone from Lebanon. Razlan, there you are on that. And Nathan in Maryland in the US. Can you all hear me is my next question. Am I coming through okay? Can you hear me? Someone pop that in the comments box if my mic is working. I don't want to be sat here talking to myself and you're not hearing anything. Also as well, just post into the comments box whether you're on alto or tenor. I'm going to do most of today on tenor, but I will flip things around for you. If you're an alto player, I will give you the right notes as it's coming through. Carson's in California and you can hear me. Welcome, Paul from Castleford. So we need to get started. I'm going to keep the comments there. You can still keep chatting. As I said, we will try and do a Q&A at the end of the practice session. I normally would do these things stood up. I would normally do my practice stood up, but I haven't been able to facilitate everything today with the software to be able to stream to Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously and get it downstairs where I can be stood up. So I'm having to sit down and do it today. What I'd like you to all do is just pop your saxophones down for a second and just get your hands out in front of you. Okay, just get the palms of your hands like that. Now screw them up into a fist and then take them out again like that. And stretch them as far as you can. Put them back into a fist and stretch them out like that. Back into a fist and stretch them out like that. You want my voice a little louder? I can turn that up there. The difficulty will be when I start playing, everything will go out. Right, so we've got the hands like that. Now what I want you to do is take your right hand and get it against your left fingers and just gently, very gently, just pull your fingers back a little bit. And same on the other side. We spend a lot of time when we practice pulling our fingers downward motion. It's nice just to get a little bit of things going. And then like that, 10 times, just to get things moving. Make sure your shoulders all set like that. And let's get our instruments. Now, grab your instrument. What I want you to do first of all is to take the mouthpiece off, okay? And I want you to just get the mouthpiece ready, okay? Now, if this is the only time when we're going to have different notes. The rest of the time, if you're on alto, I'm going to tell you what can be different on the pitch-wise. This is going to be different. You're not going to match me. There's nothing we can do about this. If you're playing alto, you're going to be hitting a concert A. That's the F sharp on the alto. If you're on tenor, you're going to be hitting a concert G. Okay? So here we go. Just giving it a nice blow like that. Should we do it all together, okay? I know I can't hear you. You can only hear me. But after 3. 1, 2, hey. It's just about getting that embouchure in the right position. Now, we've done a little bit of mouthpiece. There are loads of mouthpiece exercises that you can do. But for today, I just wanted to get a simple warm-up underway. Now, you don't need a metronome today. You can all run it from me. Hopefully, my metronome will be loud enough for it to cut through. And I'm going to set my metronome at 60. And we're going to do what's called the 10-click long tones. Dead easy. What we're going to do is we're going to play each note for 10 seconds. Okay, 10 clicks, the metronome's at 60. You're going to take 2 beats for a rest, and then we're going to play the next note a semitone higher. So we're going to start on F on the tenor sax, which gives you low C on the alto. It's a bit tougher for you alto players. So repeat that. We're going to start on an F on tenor and a low C on alto. Okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Two beats rest, F sharp tenor. I deliberately went long on that last note. I wanted to see how long did you go for it? Could you get to as far as I did? Could you have gone longer? Now, we could do a lot of other long tone exercises. If you haven't already, check out my ebook on the long tones. They're really, really good for getting you around those long tones. But the two things I always try and work on in my practice is good tone and good time. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be on time. And we're going to take the pentatonic scale, the major pentatonic scale of G on tenor and D if you're on an alto. So G, major pentatonic, is the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 pentatonic, 5 notes. So on tenor, you're going to play G, A, B, D, and E. I'll say that again. On tenor, the G major pentatonic scale, G, A, B, D, E, and then G at the top. Okay, on alto, you're playing D, D, E, F sharp, A, B, and then the D. We're just going to play one octave because for tenor players, we don't want to be hitting that top G. It's warm because I've got the stage lights on and it's going to get him around like that. I may take my sweatshirt off in a moment. So we're going to go 60. And we're just going to play what we call crotchets here in the UK, quarter notes if you're in the States, 1 click per note, trying to land each click on that click every time. 1, 2, Okay, we'll do that again. Ready? G pentatonic on the tenor, D on the alto. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now what we want to do is set that same scale and play it twice the speed. Okay, so we're going to eighth notes or quavers. So what we want to do with that is make sure we count it in together. So we're going to be going 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You ready? And 2 and 3 and... Okay, let's do it again. 2 and 3 and Ooh, funny note there. Okay, now what we're going to do is turn that into the E minor pentatonic scale. Now it contains exactly the same notes, G, A, B, D, E, but we're going to start on the E rather than on the G. Okay, if you're on tenor and if you're on alto, okay, you are going to start on a low B. Yeah, alto players. I'm giving you a bit of a workout today. Okay, and so we're going to play the same scale. Let's go back to eighth notes, and then we're going to, crotchets, quarter notes, crotchet, quarter notes, then the eighth note. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. So if you're not sure, I'm playing E, G, A, B, D, E. E, G, A, B, D, E on the tenor. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now twice the speed. Here we go. So we're thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And again, here we go. And 2 and 3 and Okay, let's try that now into triplets, okay? Quaver triplets, eighth note triplets. So we need to think of Ned Flanders when we get here, okay? So we're thinking diddly, 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 diddly. Okay, now we're not going to push it into 16ths. I can see you all getting a little bit, hot under the collar as we go there. But what we want to do is turn that into an E blues scale. And it's really easy to turn a minor pentatonic into a blues scale. And that's by adding a sharp and fourth. So in this situation, E, G, A, B flat, or A sharp if you've taken the sharp and fourth, flat and fifth, B, D natural, E. Okay, so we're going to go back to crotchets, quarter notes, 2, 3, Let's try that in eighth notes, in quavers. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and okay, so let me just review that for you. Just the theory, a little bit of coaching tip here. We played the major pentatonic scale. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 of any major scale. In this case, it was G on tenor. G, A, B, D, E. Okay. Then to turn that into the E minor pentatonic, we just play the same notes, but we start on the low E. Okay. And then finally, from that minor pentatonic, we add in the sharp 4, the flat 5, which is the A sharp or the B flat, and that gives us the blues scale. And by practicing those things just diligently in time, you're going to find that when you come to play solos, when you play melodies, and something we're going to do in a minute when we talk about transcription, you're going to be better at it because you're used to playing those scales in time. Okay. And the number one thing that happens when people come to me for a consultation lesson, I ask them to play me a blues. And that's where it goes wrong, trying to be able to play the thing in strict time. Let's take it though. So we were on G there. We're going to go to C now. Now for our alto players, I'm going to take this up the octave on the tenor. Again, we're just going to stick to 1 octave. Now, if you're practicing this on your own, I would suggest that you play it in 2 octaves if you're on the tenor here, okay? Because, you've got that range within the instrument. But obviously, our alto players would then be faced with what we just had to have as tenor players, having to hit the top G. Maybe you can play top G, that's great, okay? But I'm trying to accommodate everybody. So we're going to play the C major pentatonic scale. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 in C. So that's C, D, E, G, and A. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, quavers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now what we want to do is take that into the minor, okay? Now the relative minor of C is A, so we're playing exactly the same notes, but we're going to start on an A this time, finish on the A as well. We're going to go back to crotchets, quarter notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Let's do that in 8th notes. You ready? So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and Again. 1 and 2 and 3 Now what we're going to do is turn that into the blues scale, okay? So the 4th note of that scale is D. Sharpen it, gives us D sharp, or flat and 5th, E flat. So we're going to play it back to quarter notes, crotchets, 1 beat per note. 1, 2, Okay, let's try that in 8th notes now. Quavers. 1 and 2 and 3. hang of that. You just have a little pause there. Grab yourself a little drink. I'm on the Vimto, nothing stronger, although it's in a pint glass. And what we need to do is then take that around the circle. We're not going to have time to do that tonight because time is rapidly catching up with us, and we said we'd do 20 minutes. Sorry, half an hour. We've done 20 minutes. So now what I want to do is talk about transcription. Sadly, I can't risk playing the clip 1 from the Blues Walk transcription that we're currently doing at Cambridge Saxophone from the original recording. It'll just all go wrong. And I'm just noticing that, bless him, really, why Charlie's had a problem with his trumpet lesson, because transcribe was down a semitone there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at Blues Walk. I'm going to play the first clip for you, okay? And then I'm going to break it down and talk about what's going on. So it's on a G blues scale. Again for you. Now, the trick if you are transcribing this is to be able to keep singing it over and over and over and over again until you can't get it. So see if you're sat there in your own homes now, can you sing my opening phrase here? Now, you're only cheating yourself, so be honest, okay? Can you find that first note? La, ma. Now, where does that sit on my saxophone? It's kind of near the top for the tenor. It's in the middle for the alto, okay? Now, give you a couple of seconds, just see if you can find it. If you can find the note, just quickly post in the comments what the note is. Okay, maybe you already know, but if you can, let's have a look in the comments. Let's see if we can get people to see if you can find what that note is. I'll just play it again for you one more time. Okay, now looking at my fingers to figure it out. Any comments? Anyone got it? Am I talking to myself? No one? Yeah, Carson's going for a G on his tenor. Steve's going for a G. Anybody else want to move in, or we all got it? It is a G. It's a G. Now, what's this? Okay. First answer on a postcard in the comments box. Anybody got an idea? Ba-da-da. Okay. He doesn't have his horn with him, but he's still got it. Well done, Carson. That's fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Okay. Can you identify what I played, though? La-da-da. What's that? Yeah. Not quite, Carson. Not quite. It's actually G, B flat, D. It's a minor arpeggio. You corrected yourself there. Good man. Okay. So it's a minor arpeggio. Da-da-da. The beauty is when you're transcribing, if you can easily identify that minor arpeggio, you don't have to think, what are the next two notes? Once you've got the G, you kind of, what's a G minor arpeggio? If you're an alto, of course, what you should be thinking here is D minor arpeggio. Okay. And therefore, you've got the first bit done. Now, little bit, last bit of sort of Q&A on these transcription ideas. Can you hear what this interval is? You can probably tell from my fingers if you're looking at it anyway, but anyone else find what that interval is? What's that interval? Na-na, na-na. Okay. A little bit, kind of, yeah, it's the tritone. It's the devil's interval, okay? So you should be able to, okay, so I'm on G, so my next one, yeah, an ambulance, maybe. Ambulances tend to be minor seconds, don't they? Maybe it depends where you are in the world, of course. Hey, Roberto from Paris as well. Hey, Graham as well. That's here. So it's the tritone. So what we've got there, we've got minor arpeggio, and then tritone, and then down the blues scale from the C sharp, and then drop to the D. Again for you. If you're ready to play along with me, let's get going. 2. A 1, 2. 2, 3. Okay. The next bit is the G, B flat, C. And it's just great to get that. What I want to do quickly is take that phrase, and this is what you want to do with your transcription. Take that opening phrase, take it into another key. So let's go to our next key along, which is C on the tenor. And if you're on the alto, you're just going to go to G and just going to repeat what we've just said on the tenor. So we're going for C minor arpeggio. Okay, can you play that C minor arpeggio, G minor arpeggio on your alto? Going down on your alto, yeah? Okay, and then we've got the tritone. C to F sharp and tenor. Okay, let's take it another key. Let's go to F, okay? So now we've got an F minor arpeggio. And then I've got my tritone. And if I take it to B flat. And my tritone. Suddenly I'm starting to build some blues language as I work around, so that when I get into other keys, I can then start playing it. Now, one of the things I might suggest for you to do, let's do it now. Let me see if I can pull up an Aversold track quickly and hope I don't get pinged on a copyright. Let's see if there's a E flat blues for the Aversold. E flat concert, of course, always calling the keys in concert. It's not coming up for some reason. Yeah, anyway, it might be an idea just to get a backing track if you had time, just to be able to pull that through as you go. So just to recap what we've done on this practice session, we did the hand warm-up. That's really important. And in fact, a lot of times you should really just get back to doing this, especially if you're doing 2 or 3 hours worth of practice. Make sure you take care of your hands. Okay, you should really be stood up as well. I'm not, because I said what we're trying to work through. Then we looked at the mouthpiece only exercise. We went and just played some mouthpiece. We then did the 10-click long tones. So we were hitting each note for 10 seconds, 2-second break, move up a semitone. 10 seconds, 2-second break, up a semitone. That is in my Make Your Sax Sing ebook, which you can hit, maybe not on this video, but it will be in the description of all my other videos. We then did the major pentatonics. Okay, playing the major pentatonic, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 of each note, and then moving that onto the minor pentatonic, same notes. We'll take the relative minor, take the 6th note of the major pentatonic and start with it, and then you work through that. And then you add the sharp 4 from that minor pentatonic and turn that into the blues scale. Then you work on some transcription, because then you start taking something real life like Blues Walk, like that Lou Donaldson opening lick, and then you can try it on different blues scales. Get used to how that ear should work, how that should sound, how it moves around as you go. Now, I did say we'd do a very quick Q&A at the end, so if you've got some more questions, please do bang them in. I am going to pull up Carson's comment from the beginning. He says, how do you internalize a melody so that it sticks with you? And are you able to play around with it in a live situation? Well, pretty much what I've worked on there, Carson, and the rest of you, is being able to think about it, for me, around some kind of structure. For that Lou Donaldson idea, if I can think, ba-dee-da, I've got a minor triad there at the start, and then everything else is on the blues scale, it helps me work my way around it. Thinking intervalaically, as my teachers used to say, being able to think about things in intervals. So that's what I'm doing with that. Are there any more questions? Quickly, very quickly, get them in the comments if you can. I will give you about 10-15 seconds and I will get them up. Anything, well, to do with practice at least, anyway. Let's give you a minute. Anyone questions about practice? Is this a good time for anyone? Oh, Steve says, any tips stopping high B up to top E going sharp? The mouthpiece exercise I showed you at the start. So make sure you can consistently hit, if you're on tenor, a concert G, okay? So get the tuner out and just blow that mouthpiece, because if your embouchure is incorrect, you will tend to blow sharp, okay? Because what you'll most people will actually blow flat on the mouthpiece, which then makes you blow sharp up the top end as things move. One more question, if anyone's got one. It can be from Steve or Carson as well, if you want to pull one up. It could be about the vlog. It can be about anything you want, really. Or I'll be nice to just get 30 minutes on this. Michael says, any suggestions on how to get faster at working out intervals? On the Pivot Long Tones 2 exercise, I normally get people to write down what the songs are. There is also a website called Earmaster Pro, which has quite a lot of YouTube links to things. The best way, in a way, is to be able to sing them, to be able to get them through. It says minor sharp 4 from a... I'll just pull Michael's other question up there. Minor sharp 4 from a pentatonic scale takes a while to work out. Yes. Ultimately, one of the things you can do to get better at knowing where the sharp 4 is, the tritone is with your circle of fifths, because if you're looking at your circle of fifths, a tritone is always directly opposite on the circle of fifths. So if you can picture that circle of fifths, so if immediately if you say, okay, well, C, its tritone is F sharp, G, its tritone is D flat, okay, because they're directly opposite each other on the circle of fifths. But eventually with intervals, it is hearing them. And it's one of the things I've said before. I mean, if you're struggling with some of this stuff today, can you play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star without thinking about it off any note? So someone give me a note. Go on, quickly give me a note, and don't give me two, let's see. Someone give me a starting note. I'm going to pick my own. I'm going to make it relatively easy for myself. I'm going to pick my own note. I'm going to go for an E. I'm just feeling it in E. Got it in both keys for you. Only a slight little drop there. So there you go. Being able to play that Twinkle Twinkle can really help you with the intervals, not only because it's a simple song, but because it really emphasizes this relationship between the tonic note, the first note of the scale, and the dominant note, the fifth note. Thank you, everyone who has joined me live. It's been a really good experience. I'd appreciate some feedback in the comments. I hope to be able to do these. I hope to come to you with a series of these live practice alongs. I need to find a good time for everybody that works. This was just a little opening I have. Sadly, I can't do Tuesdays every week, so I need to try and find a time for when we can get it. And if you're watching it back on catch up, just let me know when would be a good time. I maybe throw a doodle poll out there or something. But thank you, everybody. It's been great to have some feedback there. It's been great to be practicing along with you. Keep on your practice, and I'll see you really, really soon. Bye-bye now.